I don't have anything. 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 I just don't have anything. I don't have anything. We don't have anything. Just don't have anything. Don't have anything. So I don't have anything. 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 Just don't have anything. I just don't have anything. I don't have anything. Again, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. So I don't have anything. Don't have anything. I'm a black, gay, immigrant woman.
And if you are an individual, a foreign national, who illegally enters the United States of America, you are, by definition, a criminal. And so therefore, you are subject to deportation. And we finally, after 4 years of chaos and mayhem and apologizing for America, have a president again in the Oval Office who is standing up for America. And this is what it looks like when you have a leader of our great nation who uses the leverage of the United States, who understands that since our nation's founding, we have been viewed as that shining light on the hill. We have been viewed, rightfully so, as the best, proudest country in the world. And President Trump is not afraid to say that or to use that for the American people's benefit.
Welcome to a new era of politics where common sense guides the country. For the past 4 years, the press secretary was just a figurehead. But in just a few weeks, the new Trump press secretary, Karoline Leavit, has outperformed Jean-Pierre in front of the media. In this video, we've gathered all the moments where Karoline Leavit challenged Karine Jean-Pierre live during White House press briefings. From their very first briefing, you can see how they celebrated the first black woman, the first immigrant, and the first openly gay woman to serve as White House press secretary.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello. I know that was a long 2 minutes. I apologize. Okay. Let's get started. So before we start the briefing, I want to take a moment to recognize the lives lost and forever changed in Buffalo. Former Buffalo Police Lieutenant Aaron Salter, 55, is a hero, a security guard who engaged the suspect to save lives and was killed in the process. Ruth Whitfield, 86, was mother of Buffalo's retired fire commissioner, Garnell W. Whitfield. Ruth was the rock of the family, devoting her life to taking care of her 4 children and husband. Ruth was visiting the former commissioner's father.
Sorry, but this just doesn't make sense, and is a clear example of a true DEI hire. One question I have is, does she really think saying all of this would make her look good in her first appearance as press secretary? If she does, then she should have started with something like this.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we? Good to see all of you. It's an honor to be here with all of you. A lot of familiar faces in the room, a lot of new faces. And President Trump is back, and the golden age of America has most definitely begun. The Senate has already confirmed 5 of President Trump's exceptional cabinet nominees: Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. It is imperative that the Senate continues to confirm the remainder of the president's well-qualified nominees as quickly as possible. As you have seen during the past week, President Trump is hard at work fulfilling the promises that he made to the American people on the campaign trail. Since taking the oath of office, President Trump has taken more than 300 executive actions, secured nearly $1 trillion in U.S. investments, deported illegal alien rapists, gang members, and suspected terrorists from our homeland, and restored common sense to the federal government.
That's exactly what we need. Common sense. If you pay attention, you'll notice a clear difference in how she confidently addresses the issues we all care about. To me, she's not just speaking. She's making promises she truly believes in.
Delivering on the promises he made to the American people, and who speaks the truth. So I'm so humbled by the outpouring of support I've heard from people across the country saying, you know, we're doing such a great job at the White House. Well, it's easy to do a good job when you are acting on common sense and you are speaking the truth. And that's exactly what President Trump is doing every single day.
Exactly. When you work with someone who has common sense, this is the result. But that's not the case with Karine Jean-Pierre. Just look at how she explains the lack of communication between the press and the former president.
The White House released a 6-page summary back in February. I don't think that was full accounting necessarily. And Dr. O'Connor in that memo described the president as, quote, a healthy, active, robust 81-year-old male who remains fit to successfully execute the duties of the presidency. I think that is clearly not what the majority of Americans are seeing. And we have a new poll from CBS News that says 72% of registered voters say the president does not have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president. So are you saying that the majority of Americans are misguided and that they just need to trust Dr. O'Connor and take him at his word?
So a couple of things, and I want to say the president is feeling better, and you saw him last night, you saw him today, but he does indeed still have a cold. Look, I want to be very sensitive here, and I think it is important to be sensitive here. We understand how the American people feel. We get it. We do. And I do not want to take away from that. I'm not going to speak. I know that there was, you all did a poll, CNN did a poll. I'm not going to speak to every poll.
Yes. You can't say anything because there's nothing they truly understand. And as we all know, for them, everything is about emotion, gender, and race. That's exactly what happened here. Instead of answering the question, she deflected with an emotional response. Now, watch as a reporter asks her to have Biden answer their questions, because it's clear she has no real knowledge of what she's talking about.
Appreciate the request. Thank you for the request. The president, as you know, again, I appreciate the question, and I get it, and the president understands. You guys want to ask him questions and have the opportunity for him to answer your questions. I do want to say, this is a president that has done more in the first 2.5 years, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to really giving the American people a little bit of breathing room than any other president.
Do you see how she immediately shifted the conversation? Gosh, she reminded me of Kamala Harris. Not only did she completely dodge the question, but she didn't even try to redirect. It was like she just skipped over it and started talking about the economy. And once again, when the same question was asked, she became visibly arrogant. Just look at her face.
The president invited his son Hunter to the state dinner last night. I'm wondering if you could take us into the thinking and the decision-making of why the president decided to invite
I'm just not going to get into family discussion, personal family discussion. As you know, Hunter is his son. I'm just not going to get into it.
Let me ask you this. If Hunter Biden wasn't the president's son, would he have invited someone who had just reached a plea agreement with federal prosecutors 2 days earlier?
A couple of things. Again, that's his son. He's a family member. It is not uncommon for family members to attend events at the White House. You could look at past presidents. I'm sure you have. So that is not uncommon. As it relates to anything related to Hunter, I'm just not going to respond to it from here.
My God, wasn't there any qualification required to be a press secretary? This person isn't even close to being qualified if there was ever any standard duck.
Question, not a reasonable question to ask whether the President of the United States was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of a coercive conversation for business dealings by his son. Is that something, if he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us.
So here's the thing, and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ. Just not going to comment from here.
But this isn't the first time she's dodged a question. She did it again when a Fox News reporter asked her a simple question. What's truly hilarious is that she wasn't even remotely prepared to answer, yet she lied right in front of us.